Welcome to the Mccleoud Show. I'm Molly, and in each episode, I sit down with Mccleoud to explore the principles and strategies behind creating more success, freedom, and fulfillment in life and business. Today, we're exploring why someone can know exactly what they need to do, but still repeating the same patterns, and how changing the programming beneath the surface can begin producing completely different results. Joel, good to have you back. How are you doing?
Doing absolutely incredible. Excited about this one.
Me too. Let's get into it. Why can someone know exactly what they need to do, but still remain stuck?
It's a great question. There's a great film, The Matrix, and you've got Neo, who Morpheus thinks is the one, right? And Neo kind of thinks he knows what to do. Like in the Matrix, like you can reprogram the person to have certain fighting tricks and stuff like that. And Neo's about to go and jump off this big building. And Morpheus grabs him and he goes, Neo, there's a big difference between knowing the path and walking the path. And we'll notice this with 97% of the population. They're not doing what they know they should do. So just because we know something, it doesn't mean that we're going to do it. So to understand the difference, we've got to understand the mind. Now, you know, psychologists might say there's thousands of parts to the mind, and there probably is, but with my clients, we work on two parts. We have our conscious mind and we have our subconscious mind. Now, when we go into the conscious mind, that's the part of our mind that thinks. So that's when we read a book, we watch a YouTube video, we listen to a podcast, we gather information with our conscious mind. So that's the part of us that thinks, but the subconscious mind is different. It's the part that feels. So the subconscious mind is not that voice. You know that voice that everyone's got 24 hours in the head? That's your thoughts, but thoughts are conscious. Your subconscious doesn't speak to you. Its language is emotion. Now, our conscious mind is in control of what we know, but it's our subconscious mind that's in control of what we do. So our behavior, this physical thing of ours, which we call the body, is just an instrument of our subconscious mind. So a lot of people know so much, they have all the information, but they don't get the results because it's all just stuck in their conscious mind. Until they impress it, they get it fixed in their subconscious mind, which controls your actions and your behavior, which leads to new results. Nothing's going to happen. People think that knowing's enough. They think that information's enough. But books alone, YouTube videos alone, are not enough to get results. To get results, you've got to change the primary cause of your results, which is your subconscious mind. I always tell people, if you don't change what's going on in your subconscious mind, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen 12 months from now. You're going to be in the same place and you're just going to keep revisiting the same problems over and over and over again.
Is this something that you once struggled with, and what did that look like?
Yeah, I struggled with it up until 3 years ago. You know, I came across my mentor, Bob Proctor, on YouTube at 20 years old. I'm 29 now. So I came across Bob on YouTube at 20, and what I know now is that the truth resonates. So what he was saying, it didn't really make sense to me, but I just thought if I keep watching Bob, like things are going to work out. So I kept watching Bob, and he kept talking about this book that he reads every day called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And it's a great book. Like if people haven't got it, they need to get it, right? So I got it and I was reading it and I was consuming the information. So I was listening to Bob on YouTube. I was reading Think and Grow Rich. I had a goal card. I was doing affirmations. I was visualizing, like everything that in personal development, I mean, you name it, I was trying to do it. 6 years later, though, at the age of 26, I was still modeling, still had the same job, and I hated it. And I was still earning £15,000 a year. Now, £15,000 a year is not a lot, even if you're a single person with no kids. I had a woman to look after and I had 2 children. So it was no money at all. But bearing in mind, over those 6 years, I was reading Think and Grow Rich. I was reading all of these personal development books on business, but my income didn't change. Now, to look back now, what I was doing is I was just consuming information because that's what we're programmed to do. School doesn't teach you anything about how to earn money. It doesn't teach you about your subconscious mind. School focuses on your conscious mind. Gather enough information. Okay, sit down, read this exam, read the questions. If you remember enough of it and go into another room and remember enough of it, you get a passing grade. But just because a person knows something doesn't mean they're going to do it. Just because an obese person, like most obese people, like overweight people, they know they should drink more water. They know they should stay away from sugar. They know they should exercise more. They know they should, stay away from fatty foods and takeaways and stuff like that. They know that, but they don't do it. And most of them are confused. Why do I know all of this, but I'm not doing it? A salesperson or a business owner will know that they need to be visible online. They need to, develop a better skill set when it comes to sales. They need to put more offers out. They need to post on social media. They know it. But knowing something, knowing the path, like Morpheus said in The Matrix, and walking the path are two completely different things. And the first company I ever built when I got introduced to this material was an online fitness company. And within 5.5 months, I took it from zero, no team, to £18,000 cash flow a month, right? Bearing in mind though, Molly, right, I didn't have no personal training qualification.
Right.
I didn't know much about nutrition. So when I was making all of this money and I'm enrolling all of these clients and helping all these people get in shape, I used to go to David Lloyd's in Manchester. And I used to look at the personal trainers and I used to have conversations with them. And I used to think, like, you know so much more than me. Like, you know about the bones in the body, you know about all these calories, you know how the body functions. I didn't know what any of that. But here I am making £18,000 a month. And that's when it really clicked. These people know more than me, but they don't do more than me. They don't post more on social media than me. They don't get on more sales calls than me. They've not had more rejections than me. So that's the difference. And that's where I experienced it in my life, because for years I was consuming all of this information, walking around telling people how much of a genius I am because I've read Think and Grow Rich 100 times. It don't matter how many books you've read. Books don't change your income. Changing your subconscious mind, the part that's in control of your behavior, is the thing that's going to change your income.
I agree. It's all in the implementation, isn't it?
Implementation, yeah.
How does the subconscious mind influence someone's habits, confidence, income, and decisions?
Well, your subconscious mind controls 95% of your emotions, your actions, and your decisions. So when it comes to our habits, we all have so many habits. You've got so many habits. I've got so many habits. Now, if someone is watching this and they live with someone, just think about what they do first thing in the morning and just before bed. It's habitual. Like Georgina, my girlfriend, she knows what I'm going to do before bed and exactly what I do first thing in the morning. I don't think about it. It's habitual. So habits, though, are just ideas that are fixed in our subconscious mind. So if we want to change our habits, we've got to change our subconscious mind. But our subconscious mind is in control of 95% of our entire life. Now, our subconscious mind is our emotional mind, right? So it's the mind that we feel with. Now, the word feeling is just a word that we made up to describe conscious awareness of vibration. So if I speak to one of my clients and they turn around and go, I'm just feeling terrible today. The way I hear that is they've just told me that I am aware that I am on a terrible vibration. And when you're on a terrible vibration, all you can attract to you is terrible things. The law of vibration decrees that we can only attract what we're in harmony with. Now, whatever vibration our body is in, okay, it is expressed through action. So if we're having thoughts of, do you know what, I'm just not good enough, I can't sell, no one wants my products, that causes similar feelings in the subconscious mind. You start to feel crap. You start to feel like, what's the point in showing up on social media? No one's going to buy anyway. So what is that person's actions going to be? They're not going to show up on social media. They're not going to ask for the sale with conviction. But if a person is having thoughts of, do you know what, I am so good at what I do, and there's so many people out there now just dying to work with me, that thought is going to produce feelings of, do you know what, I'm ready to serve. And that's when you show up on social media. That's when you get on sales calls with confidence and things like that. So it's the subconscious mind that we need to reprogram, because it's in control of our habitual behavior. And 95% of our behavior is habitual. Like, do you know that you can make earning money habitual? You can make, one of the best habits that you can have is selling. Because if we don't sell, we're not helping. Selling is helping. And once we develop those habits, they become part of our paradigm. We do it automatically. I don't wake up and think about selling. It's part of my paradigm. It's part of my subconscious programming that I sell. Same way brushing my teeth and putting my shoes on before I leave the house is part of my subconscious mind. It's part of my paradigm. A habit is something that you do without consciously thinking about it. I don't consciously think anymore about driving a car. Like, you ever been driving in your car and 15 minutes you get down the road and you think like, how did I even get here? Yeah. Like, you wasn't consciously aware. But do you remember when you first went on your driving lessons? Do you remember how you're conscious of every little thing? Because it's not part of your paradigm. It's not habitual. But through repetition of doing your driving lessons, driving your car over and over again, that idea becomes fixed in your subconscious mind. And now we just drive on autopilot.
So what mistakes do you see people regularly make in regards to their habits, income, decision making?
Yeah, great question. Well, what most people are doing, they're trying to change the result. They're trying to change the effect, when what they need to do is they need to go to the root cause, which is their thinking. So most people have a sales problem or they have an income problem and they're trying to change things in the business. But it's not the business that is the problem. It's what's going on inside of their mind. You know, for me, I understand why they're doing that, but it's completely ridiculous. But I've also been there myself a few years ago and was doing it myself. But to be doing that, it's like me, you know, looking in the mirror and trying to touch the mirror and change my tie. You know, the mirror's the effect. You are the cause. So what we need to do is we need to go to the root cause of the problem, which is our thinking. People need to understand it's very simple. Every thought creates a feeling. Every feeling produces an action, and every action produces a result. Most people are scurrying through life trying to change the result. To change the result, you need to change your actions. It's your daily activities, your daily behaviors in your relationship, in your business that are producing the result. So to change the result, you need to change your actions. But to change your actions, you've got to change your feelings, your subconscious mind, what you're emotionally involved with, because every action stems from a feeling. But to change how you feel, you've got to change your thinking. So the only thing that I tell my clients when they come to me is you've got to change one thing, and that is your thinking. If you don't change your thinking, I promise you the outside world will not change.
I know you also said that, you know, you were previously making some of these mistakes. So what did you do to kind of get over that and start implementing?
Yeah, I got mentorship. You know, the best decision that I made was getting a mentor, because my mentor said to me, look, you can DIY. And because I was stuck for 6 years, Molly, right? I was reading books, watching YouTube videos. I was studying for like 3 hours on some days. Now I study for 1 hour a day and I'm good. And I reached out to someone and my mentor said to me, look, you've got two choices. You can DIY and spend another 6 years. Imagine how much money, Joel, you've lost out on in the 6 years because you've been scared to invest in yourself. So he said, you can DIY and spend another 6 years trying to do it on your own, or you can work with me, you can collapse time and we'll get you there in 6 months. And I thought, do you know what? My way is not working. Why don't I try his way instead? And I had to borrow the money to get mentorship. And it was the best decision that I ever made, because we've all got blind spots. And I always go back to the example of a boxer, right? Let's say we've got an amateur boxer, he's got his coaches, and then he gets into professional boxing and, you know, he starts going up the ranks now, he's getting better and better. And then he fights for the world heavyweight championship and he wins, like now he's the champion of the world. Does that boxer now turn around and go, okay guys, now I'm the champion, coach is like, I don't need you now? No, that moment in time is when you need coaches the most, because what most people are doing is what a boxer without a coach would do. You go into round one, you're emotionally involved in the fight, which is your life. What are you going to do? Go to the corner and try giving yourself advice? No, you have coaches that can see your blind spots and say, well, he's doing this, he's moving to the left. You keep putting your head this way, jab more, etc., etc. And the right mentors will give you the processes, but you should never take advice off anyone that is not where you want to be. Like I absolutely adore my dad. Okay. But my dad's never built a business. So I will never go up to my dad and say, Dad, I've got this business idea, or I'm thinking to do this in my business. Like, what do you think I should do? That would be absolutely stupid of me to do. My dad, however, is obsessed with cars. That's where I get my love for cars from, right? And he knows a lot more than me about cars. So would I go to my dad and say, Dad, what do you think I should do with my car? Do you think I should get it remapped? Do you think I should get it tuned? Yes. Because he knows more than me when it comes to that type of stuff. But we've got to be decision makers. You know, if you're looking at getting mentorship, if you're looking at starting a business, don't go and ask your family members, like, what do you think I should do? Because opinions are the cheapest commodity in the earth, and everyone's got an opinion ready to throw on anyone that will accept them. So if you've got a mind and a brain of your own, so you want to use it and you want to make decisions for yourself. Like, don't take anyone into consideration unless they have got the results that you want. So mentorship absolutely changed my life. And I think people can look and say, do you know what, Joel, it's easy for you to say. And it's funny because I said this on a podcast with Clint the other day, but it's true. People might look at me and go, you know, it's easy for you to say because you're a mentor, Joel. Absolutely not. The biggest decision that I ever made was investing in myself, because my mentor explained to me, it's not just about the information and knowledge. That's going to do nothing. I can literally show anyone how to 5x their income without them reading another book or taking another course, because they're not doing what they already know they should be doing. And it's not about information and knowledge. What's going to get you the result is the accountability, for one. I mean, we take out insurance on our car in case we crash it. We take out insurance on our house. You know, mentorship is taking out insurance on your goals, because accountability is an insurance policy against failure. And it's the implementation. That's what's going to get you where you want to be. And the implementation and the accountability is what got me to where I am now. And I will always have a mentor for the rest of my life because it's done so much for me.
You talked about finding the right mentor. How did you choose your mentor, and how often do you meet with them? So
I meet with my mentor every week. And the way I choose mentors is, first of all, they've got to resonate with me. I've got to get along with the person. You know, I'm all about harmony. You know, there's got to be a harmonious relationship. It's got to feel right. Don't get me wrong. There's probably some other amazing mentors out there. But when I've had conversations with them in the past, even though they've got the results that I've got, I understand the power of working in harmony with a person. If you're not in harmony, it's not going to be as powerful. So it's got to resonate with me. I've got to trust the person. I've got to like them. I've got to know them. And also they've got to have the results that I want. Because if they've not got the results that I want, then how are they going to get me to where I want to be?
Joel, as you know, we always give one action step. So what's one action step that you'd like the viewer to take?
Okay. So I want the viewer today, I want them to write down the goal in present tense. I am so happy and grateful now that I have turned my yearly income into a monthly income, whatever the goal may be. And it's got to be something that they don't know how to reach, okay? The whole purpose of a goal is to grow. So if a goal is something that you're going after that you've never done before, that's one. And I want them to start writing out from today for the next 7 days, 100 times every single day. Now, they might be listening to this and thinking 100 times a day, Joel, like, that's a lot. Listen, it's the only way to change your subconscious mind is through repetition of new ideas over and over and over again. Now, through repetition of writing this down every single day, at first, you're not going to believe it. But if we tell ourselves a lie over and over again, we start to believe that it's true. And I want them to space it out. I want them to write it 25 times first thing in the morning, 25 times late morning, 25 times afternoon, and 25 times just before they go to bed. And if they do that, they're going to notice their thinking, their dominant thinking is going to be on their goal. That's going to produce feelings. It's going to alter the physical vibration of the body. And they're going to start to attract inspired ideas from that frequency. Every thought is a frequency. So when you're having the thought of, I'm so happy and grateful now that I've reached my goal, psychologically within you, you have altered your vibration. You're on a new frequency. Whilst on that frequency, you're going to attract ideas from that frequency. You're going to attract inspired actions. That's the action step that I want them to take. And I want them to commit to it for the next 7 days.
Great stuff. Okay, I think that's a powerful place to end. Thank you so much, Joel.
My pleasure.
If today's conversation gave you a new way of looking at your results, make sure you take the action Joel shared with you. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. We'll see you next week on The Joel Mccleoud Show. Thanks for joining us on The Joel Mccleoud Show. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and share it with someone who would benefit from it. We'll see you in the next episode.